This is Pub Politics. Before we start, I want to congratulate Wes, our resident Republican expert, one of the top 50 most influential people in Columbia, right? According to the Greater Columbia Business Journal. Is that right?
Yeah, Columbia Today, America Tomorrow.
And we're not just talking about one of the 50 most influential Pub Politics co-hosts. This is people in Columbia.
That's right.
So a little bit more respect for Wes.
Thank you, sir.
On this show.
Thank you.
I'm going to go forward with that. This is a big week in South Carolina politics, a big week and a half really leading up to the January 21st primary. You know, it's interesting. We've talked over the past couple of months leading up to this, and we've talked about possible favorites, whether it was Rick Perry, Newt Gingrich. Recently, it's been Mitt Romney in the polls. Mitt Romney, 2 for 2 in the primaries, the Iowa caucus, the New Hampshire primary. Anything that can slow him down, Wes, that you can see in the next week and a half before South Carolina votes?
Listen, the guy's a freight train right now. The only thing that can stop a freight train is maybe another freight train, but I don't see one coming. He's on his way to victory here and, for the nomination.
When you look at Romney from afar, he doesn't really seem to fit the typical conservative that South Carolina may usually go for. He's certainly not a Perry or a Santorum or even a Gingrich maybe. The evangelical Christians you wouldn't think would vote for a guy like Romney. Why is it that South Carolina, and again, it's not like he's getting 50% here, it's still 25% here, but why? How can a guy like Romney win here? Is it because of what he's done so far and people kind of foresee him as the eventual nominee?
I think it's because of the president. I think they see some flaws in Romney, but they see a lot more flaws in the president. People originally go with whoever they ideologically agree with, like maybe a Rick Santorum or a Michelle Bachmann, but by the time you get here, after 2 big losses for some of their candidates, they start saying, all right, I gave Rick Perry a shot, but now I'm going to get behind the guy that could beat the president of the United States. So I see all those people starting to move over to Romney.
Mathematically, Phil, it won't be over, even if Romney wins here on the 21st because of the way they proportion things now. However, feasibly, it's going to be tough, I would think, for anyone to catch Romney. I know Democrats, though, want this to keep going on because you're enjoying the Bain Capital attack, things like that. I mean, it's your job is being done for you right now.
Yeah, we're enjoying watching Rick Perry of Texas refer to Mitt Romney as a vulture capitalist instead of a venture capitalist, playing the Occupy Wall Street card, essentially. Going back to what we were talking about, South Carolina is essentially the establishment's backstop. Going back all the way to 1980, the true establishment candidate has gone on to the nomination here, and this is no different right now. I mean, the establishment is circling the wagons for Mitt Romney, and it's looking like he's going to be the nominee. But the longer this fight drags out, the better it is for Democrats.
Wes, for those Republicans, or for those who are voting in the primary who maybe are undecided, and there are some, what are they looking for in the next week and a half? Because they'll have their chance to see the candidates, they'll have their chance to see all these TV ads. What are they looking for in the next week and a half that will help them make their decision?
I think there still are a lot of people looking for that Romney alternative, and if that person doesn't emerge, a clear alternative, a second place guy doesn't emerge in the next few days, I think they all start rallying behind Romney.
Quick prediction, both of you guys, who wins? Does Romney win on the 21st?
Yep.
Yeah, Romney wins, but it's going to be a pretty embarrassing percentage-wise. He's still not going to be able to top 35% here in South Carolina.
Let's talk about the voter ID issue that came out again on Tuesday, because obviously we're talking about voting here in a week and a half, and the voter ID law, which was rejected by the U.S. Justice Department. Prominent Republicans in the state holding a press conference on Tuesday. Governor Haley was there, Attorney General Wilson was there, and some of the state lawmakers as well. Wes, they want to keep fighting this, the U.S. Justice Department, and get this voter ID to where it will apply to voters here in South Carolina.
And going back to the presidential primary, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Republicans in this state are ready for someone to take out the Obama administration. They are sick of this federal government trouncing on our rights, whether it's voter ID, illegal immigration, Boeing. It's a three-peat now, and voters are sick of it, and that's why they're rallying behind someone that can take out the president.
And of course, the Democrats also had an answer to this, Phil. Obviously, you guys are most Democrats are in favor of what the U.S. Justice Department did by rejecting this voter ID law, and Republicans want to fight it. It's going to be a long fight, no matter what.
I thought it was amazing yesterday. You had Governor Haley, Attorney General Wilson, and Republican leaders. These are our state officials. Justice Department based their decision on the numbers that the state of South Carolina provided them. And it showed through their analysis that it would have a discriminatory effect on minorities. So they are the ones that provided the numbers to justice. they're the ones that really should not be wasting South Carolina tax dollars on this fight, and political moves like this. It really is amazing.
Either way you look at it, Wes, it's going to be a long fight.
Yeah, it is, but I'm proud of our leaders. I mean, the federal government, it's amazing. It's like they hadn't read the Constitution. They think the federal government made the states, but that's not true. The federal government derives its power from this individual states, and it's our states' rights to be able to go and implement laws that will secure our elections, flat out.
There's a check that the federal government is doing to make sure South Carolina lawmakers, Republican lawmakers, don't tramp on minority voting rights, and that's what the voter ID bill would do. It's been proven it would have a discriminatory effect on minority voters, and the Justice Department is saying no.
PubPoliticsLive.com is the website. You can catch the show at various pubs across the Midlands, and then you can see us here on Watch Fox News at 10 as well. Wes and Phil, thanks guys.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you next time. All right, back to you.